So this is the key to everything that we do. We use this model when we first meet a client. We use this model to design our interactions with clients. We use it for everything. And basically, there's only one piece missing, and it's incubation, which is the bit where you just kind of think it through. So absorption is understanding. Explosion is, once you've understood it, now what can you do with it? Blue sky. Consolidation is obviously selection of ideas. Action planning, straightforward. Consolidation is usually measuring, and that's why it goes around again. So having done that, what did we learn? And it goes around again. So if you're coaching a young person and you say, right, we're going to talk about your plan or your life, let's talk about what's happened so far. What are the options moving forward? What of those options shall we select? What are we going to do? And how are we going to know if it's worked? So it works for coaching or designing workshops. It's Mark's brain. The right-left brain thing has been proven that it's not necessarily scientifically accurate, but it does help people if they're feeling that maybe they're very creative or very linear. Either's fine. This is sort of propaganda, this slide. It's propaganda for the right brain party, because this looks a bit horrible, really, and it isn't. This is good stuff. But genius is in the bridges. So those people who can create ideas and then analyse them, and those people who can then take that analysis and chuck it back over and create more. And Dyson's a great example, isn't it? Because it's like idea creation and then engineering, and then more ideas. Isn't it? That flipping over those bridges, that's the key. So you need to sort of get your clients like understanding that both is critical. So left brain and right brain. And this model that we use of the shapes does work in that left brain, right brain. You can see it here. And we can go into more detail. We've got lots of stuff on that and how to use that. Back into the psychology, we talk a lot about sticking your neck out. And turtles only move forward when they stick their neck out. So one of the things that we've done in workshops is ask people prior to coming along or training, can you nominate somebody who you think has really stuck their neck out for innovation in this organisation? And you get people to nominate, and then we handed out awards, which is the turtle certificate, so-and-so really stuck their neck out. So. And then we do this, the thumbs thing. Have you done that? Where you can actually feel yourself learning. So what you do is you put your hands out, you put them together like this, you put them whichever way they're most comfortable. And apparently it's if your left thumb's over your right hand, you're right-brained. If your right thumb's over your left hand, it's the other way. I don't know. But anyway, if you cross them over, it feels weird at first, but it's like that's all the brain chemistry stuff. We don't like people in our work to be scared. Slightly out of your comfort zone is great for learning. Abject terror is actually quite brilliant for learning in many ways, because it literally sears the learning into your head, but actually traumatizes you for life. So you want to get that. If you're too comfortable, you're not learning at all. If you're scared out of your wits, you're learning a lot, but it's not very nice to do that to people. So we'd just like to get people. You have to get people to trust you enough to take them to the edge of wherever that is, in order that you can break them out of their locked-in thinking. And we're constantly asking, when was the last time you did something for the first time? So that's an interesting question for yourself, because as we get older, we stop doing new things. And so, those little books like 1,000 Things to Do before you're working on your 50, that kind of thing. I've got a deck of cards that I bought in W.H. Smith or somewhere. And I think it's 100 things to do. And I hand them out and say, pick one. And to say, right, get that done before the end of the month or whatever it is, and it can be just crazy things. And my new thing is sailing. This guy was so hard on me, I tell you. Talk about comfort zone. I know how to sail, and these are quite large yachts, they're sort of 40, 50 feet. And he said, right, you're going to do the navigation into Portsmouth at night, and it's the busiest shipping lane in the UK, and it's also military. So, you know, and you've got submarines, and you've got, it's like, great. Oh yeah, and there was a fireworks display that night as well, just in case you hadn't got enough red and green lights that you were maybe kind of worried about. So you have to keep doing new things. And, you know, stuff about your internal voices, because, you know, your brain believes you first and everything external next. So if I said to you, you look great and you're brilliant at football, and you go, yeah, but she doesn't really know that I'm rubbish at it. Your brain actually believes that internal voice first, so you have to retrain your voice. And when you're working with other clients and you say to them, come on, we can be creative, you can almost see them going, yeah. And you have to get them to kind of tune into that and listen to it. I'm rattling through these, but I just wanted you to see some of the stuff. So curiosity is really, really important. And, you know, even himself with all his genius, you know, it was curiosity. And this next slide's gone completely mad on there. But anyway, sort of idea murderers. So there's things that, you know, make ideas go wrong in organisations. One of which is that people say, this company isn't creative. There's this stuff around, give me the freedom of a tight brief. Okay? Restriction equals creativity. Restriction does not equal failure. Right? So if we think about this economy that we're in right now, and people are going, well, I've got a lot less budget, I've got a lot less time, I've got a lot less resources, I've got a lot less people. Great. That means that we've got to be really creative with what we've got. And that is actually what Jugaad is. Well, I'll show you that. And David Ogilvy and the great creative thinkers knew that. Because if I said to you, look, I want you to build me a house, and left it there, it's not as easy as if I said to you, I want you to build me a house, I want it to be modern and by the sea, and I've only got 200,000. And then suddenly you go, oh, I could, you know. So instantly your ideas start coming because of the restriction. So it's quite interesting.